this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We are broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight, we kick off our brand new format for the spring season, the Spring Rumble Series. Each week, teams will play one best-of-5 series against another team. The spring champion will be whoever receives the most points throughout the spring season, and more on how to earn points later. I am your host, Colby Alloway, and joining me to call all of the action is Colin McJunkin. So, we talked a little bit about the scoring points, and we'll get more specifically in depth to that later. But we're going to preview the rules a little bit, and then I'm going to ask you how you feel about them. So 10 teams play one series each a week to determine who's the spring champion. Each map is a best-of-5, which is different from the best-of-3 to the best-of-5.
Yep.
And then points reset at the end of every season. And team rosters are permanent through the spring season, which I think is the biggest change for Esports Tower.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about these rules?
I really like the permanent teams, and I really like the sort of 10 teams to play one series each week, and eventually that will determine that it's sort of like a regular season, right? It feels more like a regular season to me, and I've always liked that format a lot more because I feel doing a competitive tournament season over and over and over again can become confusing, and I think being in a team where you're a little more permanent, you can build off a lot more stuff with your teammates. I think it's a great change for Esports Tower and the players.
So this is how players are going to be earning points. Players will receive points in the following ways: 3 points for a sweep, 2 points for a series win that is not a sweep, 1 point for participating in a series loss. And now, as an additional note, a player, even a sub, will receive full points as long as they play in one game of a series. So they will receive all of the points that their team has, provided they play in one game of a series. And a very important note, players can lose points for poor sportsmanship as coaches deem necessary. So each coach is responsible for whether or not their team is going to lose points for poor sportsmanship, and that's a change that I'm particularly happy with.
Oh yeah. You always love to see sort of rules that come in that set boundaries for players and how they sort of communicate and general good people kind of sportsmanship like behaviors is what you really want out of these players. And I think you got to have some rules that set boundaries, and I think that's really nice. And I also think the point scoring system itself is also a really nice addition to the 10-man permanent team system with the regular season feel to it as well. I think these changes are welcomed by me very well, and I've received them very well when I first heard of them. So I'm hoping the players are feeling similar, and it can be something that's an interesting new challenge for them to take on.
And a couple of advantages I want to talk about for the new season is, first of all, having the extra rule in there where players can lose sportsmanship points if they misbehave. That'll prepare them to transition from high school teams to college teams, because it is about how well you play the game at the college level, but it's also about how well you play with others and how well you represent your university. So I think that's a change that will make the transition from high school to college a little bit easier for a lot of these players. And I'm particularly fond of keeping all the teams together. I think keeping everybody together for the entire spring is going to produce some top-notch quality teams as we approach semifinals, as we approach the later weeks of the Rumble and figuring out who the grand champion is going to be. And Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League are to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play walls better, and demo to disrupt. And Doc's keys to the game are presented today by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And that's what everybody's going to be operating on, these keys: create mistakes, punish overcommits, play walls better, and demo to disrupt. Everybody's going to be focusing on doing those, especially in these early weeks where they're still kind of working on some team dynamics here. And with that, it looks like we're going to get right into games. Super excited for all of these new rules, and I'm also super excited for players to kind of start feeling each other out and feeling what roles everybody can fill and what roles need worked on as the season continues.
Yeah, and I think we both really agree on this sort of the permanent rosters that stick around here, because like you said, it's going to make up. Actually, Eels is something new. I've never seen Eels before, so I do want to point that out. That a new team, of course, you're with 10 new squads, you're going to find some new names in this roster, and I'm more excited to see how they shape out here. And
up the wall, passing down the stage. State just barely misses that touch, so it will be Doom that goes ahead and takes the ball for the Eels, but it looks like Nick is going to go ahead and kind of get that save. And from there, it goes over to State up by the wall. Rick's going to bounce it off the wall back to Y's going to score a shot. Take a shot, but it's a little bit too far to the right, so now it's back in the hands of Nip for the Hammerheads. No, strike that. Doom's going to take it. It looks like Y is going to take it right back, trying to dribble, but Rick is just going to be a problem and send it right into the goal, putting us 1-1, Hammerhead from the Eels.
Yeah, catching State a little bit too far ahead of the goal right there and out of rotation. A beautiful shot, the top right bins. Going to put them at a tied position here. State gonna fake that touch right here, and Toke looking for a shot. It's gonna get blocked out here. Rick now off the side wall. If he's gonna be able to get it off, and Doom gonna be playing the backboard here. He's gonna play it safe, and they're gonna be able to get it clear. Smith trying to get a touchdown, but Doom's gonna look for the redirect off the corner and not gonna be able to get it. But there might be a shot on net, and nope, just a bit too wide.
State taking it up the wall, dribbling it all the way through the right side here, as it looks like there's a shot to try to bounce it off the backboard, but Doom gets it cleared straight to midfield. Niff is going to answer that, and since keep it in the orange, the Hammerheads are still trying to score on this. Rick playing a strong defensive game, going up the wall, getting clear all the way back to midfield. Oh, and it looks like Doom is going to be credited with that goal there, putting the Eels up 2 to the Hammerheads 1. 3 minutes and 31 seconds remaining.
Yeah, by the coach's word, the Eels play really good fundamentally Rocket League, and you know, to their standards, they need to find more ways to limit possessions against the Hammerheads going into the match. So I think that's sort of what the coaches have lined up for the Eels to focus on here. So don't count the Eels out right now just because they sort of look like a new team. They got 2 veterans on their side of Doom and Toke, and they're shaping out to be a solid team right now. So far, 3 minutes left in this match, they still hold the lead.
Looks like a pretty significant clear all the way into the orange. Rick taking possession of the ball, trying to stop it from going into that goal. And actually going to get a clear down midfield and pass, and it looks like State's trying to stop that, but instead the ball is going to go straight over their head. And it looks like Doom's going to get a touch, bounce it off the backboard there, and it looks like State currently in possession, but fighting the Eels for it, trying to take it over, just gets a little bit too far ahead of the ball. Now it is Y and Rick kind of vying for the ball in that little corner there, and it looks like Y is going to get a strong breakaway. Toke coming to do a fantastic save as Rick's going to take the ball on the sidewall over into the blue field.
Ooh. Rick trying to follow it up there. Was able to beat 2 defenders on the side of the ball, left out. Toke trying to get a drift and touch. He's able to get it YY off the crossbar here. Toke is going to have a good level of rotation to be able to clear the ball, but State's quick to follow up, looking for one more to set up a passing play. Rick a little bit over-rotate, but the ball just to get a bit too far out for any real shot to be put on there. Nip trying to get a backboard player, does get the touchdown. State was there to follow, but just going to put the shot on target, and YY looking for State, looking for the pass over to State, but just wasn't able to get it. And once again, the Eels are going to find a way to clear this ball, but can they turn it around and convert another goal and give themselves a little bit more of a safety net here with about 1:50?
And it looks like State currently in possession of the ball, trying to tie this game up. It looks like Y is also going to get the touch, pass it down to State. State misses the second touch, and so now the ball is in possession of Doom, who is going to clear all the way to main field and then get that second touch. State has rotated all the way back to kind of be on the defensive. State and Toke. It looks like State's going to go ahead and win the 50-50, but it looks like Rick immediately is going to try to dribble that. Y is going to take it away, and then it looks like Doom currently in possession of the ball, going to pop it up into the air. Rick just barely can't get high enough to get the second touch, but Doom has somehow teleported across the field. Big demo might give the Eels the opportunity that they need to score, but right as they do that, Hammerheads are pushing aggressively, and it looks like this ball is staying on the orange side of the field.
2 defenders in the backward defense. Doom going to be able to get a pop or one, but Y is going to be looking for a shot, not going to be able to get it. State going to be able to read the bounce there, and Y getting one more touch, keeping this in the orange half. Rick's going to elevate, get one soft touch, looking for a second, looking for the beat on Nif, but is able to slightly get it, gets a 50, and there's Rick off the backboard. Waiting to get that touch, that pass from Toke, but he's able to get it wide with the shot, but Doom is able to rotate in time, get the clear, and get the sidewall shot. But isn't going to amount to anything, and Y looking to be a little demo hungry there.
Looks like Nif, ooh, that 50-50 is just going to kind of stop the momentum of the ball there. And it looks like Rick, this ball is slow moving now as it kind of gets bounced into the corner, gets a little bit of that momentum back. It looks like currently the Hammerheads are leading in terms of boost. There might be an opportunity for them to set up an aggressive play there. We see Rick and Doom kind of on either side of the ball trying to get a touch. Rich gets the first touch and immediately sends it over to Nick, and then Doom is going to kind of get a shot on goal. State's going to go ahead and save, and then that ball goes all the way over into the left-hand corner here, where we see Nif bounce it off the wall to set up YY, and this might be the Hammerheads setting up for another goal.
Yeah, looking for a shot, Rick, on this backboard defense, and just as the clock hits 0, Bearcoo's the Hammerheads, are not able to shape up to it and are going to lose out by 1 goal. They're real close, and it really did feel like they're right on the cusp of scoring that last goal.
Oh, yeah.
To equalize the game out, but they just couldn't get that last conversion, and the game was pretty close. So, but the bright side of this is it's all best of 5 now, so they still got 2 games left before they're even really considered knocked out of the series.
For a 1-goal game, we're going to give a piece of advice that comes straight from the coaches, which the coaches want the Hammerheads to build an early lead by being aggressive. And if the Hammerheads had built an early lead, that was minimum tie game, if not maybe a 1 game. So the Hammerheads just really need to focus on that early aggression.
And I really do see the Eels being really aggressive as well. They are cutting a lot of rotations. They are being really fast on the ball as well. So I feel like if the Hammerheads sort of take advantage and win these possession battles and win these 50-50s and play smart and play possession-wise, they can end up getting some big clears over the last defender in net and get some passing plays going. They might find they get their goals a lot easier than what they expect them to be.
It looks like as we get into the second round here, Eels up 1 in a best of 5. And a best of 5 is different from a best of 3 because it becomes also a battle of endurance here. So the Eels have won round 1, but they've still got a tough mountain to climb of at least 2 more rounds. Looks like, Tokay's actually going to lose the 50-50 there for the Eels, and it looks like it's over on the orange side of the court. State is, almost going to dunk that in. Doom's going to barely come in with the save.
Area now trying to get it around. Isn't able to get it. Why? The card change, trying to get an interesting touch. Area with the shot. And it's going to be able to put it on target. And it's going to give the Eels the early lead that the Hammerhead coaches were looking for them to maintain, but they're not quite out of it here. Still 20 seconds left. Doom has to make a read, leaving the net wide open. There's no rotation time, possibly Tokay.
Just barely in time.
Wow.
Just barely going to skirt on into there for Akira slide for that defensive position there. And it looks like Nif currently in possession of the ball. No, it's State making the second goal. Area is going to get Demo. That leaves a hole in the Eels' defenses here as it still is on their. No, looks like Area is going to get a breakaway as soon as they respond, sending us over into the blue. State currently in possession of the ball, kind of trying to get it past Tokay, but Tokay is going to go ahead and steal it and set Area up midfield. Area gets the first and second touch, third touch. Almost is able to drive it all the way into the goal. Tokay not there with the follow-up touch as State currently in possession, and credited with the save.
Pretty good demo there. So stops a lot of midfield aggression. Area at the end of the shot. YY is going to be able to stop it. Tokay is going to elevate, trying to get the second read. It bounced a little bit too far. Nif is going to be able to get a touch. And Y is going to send over the orange quarter here. Doom's going to make a cut. Looking to make a play. Looking to keep it in the corner there. Y looking to get a demo. Is going to get it and just get a bump here. State's going to be able to beat out Doom there. Will they be able to get a second touch? They will. Y trying to get the beat as well. Nif with the shot. They are finally going to find the opening they've been looking for so long through this Eels' impressive last-second defense, and they're going to equalize out the game with 3 minutes and 31 seconds left.
And the demo off of the 50 onto State is going to give the Eels an opportunity to kind of go in, and it looks like Y is going to say absolutely not, kind of takes it all the way over into the orange. Tokay elevates to kind of to the top floor there to try to contest, and it looks like Doom currently in possession of the ball, driving up the sidewall. The ball is going to be stolen, taken all the way down main field. It looks like Y gets the next touch. Blue currently in possession of the ball as all 3 members try to kind of condense this and go on the offensive here. Now they're pushed back to the defensive as Area is going to go ahead and break away all the way to right outside the blue goal line.
One soft touch, looking to get around. Tokay is going to be able to get the beat. Nif elevates, gets one soft touch. Area was trying to make the read, trying to get a shot on net, didn't quite get it. Now Doom, one soft touch, but it's still in a danger zone at an open net here. Doom's going to have to make an emergency touch, is able to get it, keep it in the orange corner here, but Nif is quick to bite that play in the butt. And both Doom and Y elevate. State looking to get the arrow shot, trying to get the clear, doesn't quite get it. Now Y, keeping possession. Smart to get there. Doom is not going to be able to put a shot on net. Is going to whiff that shot. And it's going to keep this score equaled out here at 1-1 with about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. But it could be dangerous. Another open net, but Tokay able to beat one more time.
It looks like State currently in possession of the ball, going to get the first touch as members of the Eels just go flying by. Area is going to get the next touch. Currently it's Y, and Area kind of vying for the ball here. It will be saved just outside of the Hammerheads goal. Tied game, 2 minutes and 2 minutes remaining here as it looks like Y and Doom Doom is going to win the 50-50, send things closer to the blue goal here. Looks like State gets the first touch, the second touch, not quite the goal, bounces it off the crossbar. Is there follow-up by Nif? There sure is. And that looks like the Hammerheads going up 2-1. 1 minute and 47 seconds remain.
Honestly, I give 100% of that goal credit to State right there. Not only did State manage to carry it from the midfield, air dribble it all the way into the net, and pinch with the crossbar to keep it in when not able to score the goal, also gets the bump on the last defender there in net, and perfectly gives Nif the most open shot they could hope for. If State didn't get that bump, that shot wouldn't have nearly gone in. It would have been saved, but they're still not out quite the clear here. They still have the lead, but still a minute and 23 seconds left here. Now 20. Area looking to elevate, though, decides not to go with it. Toke looking to get a second read here is going to be just a bit too low on the ball. Now State put it in the corner. Doom's going to get a touch. Keep it there. Now Y gets bumped. This is actually really open net, but no attacker from the Eagles is going to press any farther. Area deciding to go for the defensive play. Keeping it out of the corner here. Doom in the area missed the backboard defense. This could be dangerous for them. Nip takes a shot, but it gets blocked out as well. But Stay quick to recenter it wide off the crossbar.
Is the follow-up? Not quite. Area is going to get the knock all the way, the save all the way over to the midfield area. Currently in possession of the ball, trying to air dribble it. It looks like Y's just kind of going to ruin their plans a little bit there as the ball goes up into the air, comes back down, gets hit all the way to midfield, and Doom. Y's going to at least get the bump to disrupt, but now it is State in possession of the ball, looking for a goal on the Eels here, but Area is going to go ahead and fly through to kind of defend that, and it looks like Doom now currently in possession of the ball, bouncing it off of the backboard. Now it's State, gets the first touch on it, will not be able to get the second touch, but still chasing this ball down.
15 seconds left here. Doom gonna send over the blue field. Wide taking a shot. It's a bit.
Oh, it's good!
What I thought was a bit wide. Gonna put a top right bins, and that's the safety net the Hammerheads are looking for. Unless the Eels are able to pull a miracle off here with 9 seconds left.
They've made 5-second goals before.
It could happen.
But not off the 50-50 there, and I think that might be the nail in the coffin for the Eels in round 2.
Able to get a last-second save. Ball is going to touch the ground, and that is the series all tied up. We are going to game 3 here with no real clear idea who is the better team that's kind of taking advantage here. And I sort of what I suspected, that these teams are so close together that it really comes down to the micro plays that they end up making in the game. I don't think there's anything overarching that's like some big piece of advice that you can give these players to correct something. I think these players are good enough and talented enough to understand what they need to do in the game, and I think State really pulled through at the very end with getting that the goal that gave them the lead.
The two-person lead.
Yeah, that one was absolutely insane, setting up a lot of cross-passing plays, and the Eels had a lot of last-second saves. Kind of impressive. The rotations are good, but it also scares me that they're having to rely so much on these last-second miracle saves. Eventually, those aren't going to work for you anymore.
Eventually, the Hammerheads are going to get their third goal to the one straight from the midfield, which there is something to be said about the accuracy of that shot. No one was really expecting it to go in all the way from midfield, and just a flick of the card just kind of barely tinks it in there with just enough power. But then the Eels were kind of put in the position of having to score 2 goals in a row after the 50-50. And this is something we've seen from that team, but it's not fair to expect yourself to score 2 goals in 10 seconds. So as we go to the third round, both of these teams are tied. It's still anybody's game. Though I want to say the Hammerheads want the early game lead, but I think what they're better at is actually scoring more in the late game.
Yeah, I think that they found themselves in the position a lot more to do that. And I think like 2 of the goals that they ended up scoring, I know at least one was an open net from the side of the Eels. So honestly, I think if the Eels keep giving the Hammerheads the odd opportunity to take advantage of an open net, yeah, the Hammerheads are going to take advantage of that late game opportunity. Rick looking for the air dribble play. Area quick to follow up. It's going to make the shot off the backboard there. And an opportunity that the Eels had is all but not, and they're definitely going to regret not scoring that goal if this series goes the other way.
And it looks like that's going to be popped up into the corner. Y and Area currently fighting for it as it is down main field. Doom chasing after that ball, and that empty net just, gets the touch off of the sidebar. And that is Doom taking an early lead for the Eels. 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining.
Doom knew exactly what they had to do once they saw that bounce and knew there was only one defender back there. But so quickly off.
Not quite.
YY gets bumped off the play and has no opportunity to score it, but a great pass. What a great use of the space that you created there. Beautiful play by the Hammerheads there. Congratulations to those 2 players that ended up just making some chemistry out of nothing now.
The Hammerheads they don't have their lead, but they're scoring the games early, so the Hammerheads definitely are trying to play to their coach-given win condition here. As State is currently in possession of the ball. Ooh, Rick's going to steal it literally right out from under them and take it to the ball. It looks like Y's going to go ahead and pop that up into the air, but Doom is here, and Doom is trying to score. Means business, and it looks like the ball's going to go up into the air, into the hands of Area. Now State's just barely going to get the bump to disrupt, sending the ball careening all the way over to Rick on the opposite end of the field.
Get a pinch of the sidewall there. It's going to get anywhere farther. Nif's going to be able to get a flick around one. Try and get the demo.
Ooh.
State's going to get
two
one.
Demos.
Ooh, but Rick is able to get a clear and an open net for Rick right there. But they end up getting too demo happy. It's a common thing we sort of talk about. If you focus too much on getting the demos, you find yourself way out of rotation, and a single player like that ends up taking full advantage of you.
It's like the midnight Walmart trip. You don't want to go too far out of your way.
Yeah.
But if it's like right by your house, you'll go.
Yeah.
State currently in possession of the ball, going to bounce it off the backboard and then immediately send it in.
Doesn't matter what I said. It seems the Hammerheads are just kind of on a roll right now and able to play really well off of each other. And their solo plays and their team passing plays are really beautiful right now, which, hot take, I think highly mechanical team passing plays are much more satisfying to score than a solo play. And just as I say that, Rick is going to get a beautiful bump in net and give Area the easiest shot they could ever have in the middle of the net. And just like that, these Giants are just trading blows back and forth so far.
Looks like the Eels are currently up 1, 3 minutes and 1 second remaining. It looks like Doom's going to go ahead and bump it, keep it up in the skybox there. State's going to fight him for it, send it over to Rick. Rick trying to get it over to the goal, passing it to Doom, but there is no follow-up touch, so it's just going to bounce wide around the goalpost. It looks like there's a demo coming out onto the Eels for the Hammerheads, so this should give them a little bit of breathing room as they get a clear to midfield.
Doom with the first solo play here.
Oh,
bad
State
first.
says no.
Yeah, bad first touch. Not going to be able to follow up on it. State getting a little bit of a fake there. He's going to get a touch. Play around Area. It's going to get a 50. Get demoed for it. It almost helps them out a little bit. Resets their boost. Gets them back there. A double commit. They are going to be able to pull through the defense. Now Area with the boom. Has no boost to follow up, but Doom's elevated, but doesn't need it anyway. It just seems these shots are going to find their way just slowly but surely into the net, and the Eels have a little bit of a safety net here with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left.
Hammerheads at a disadvantage. We're looking at 1 goal per minute, which is 100% doable. As Rick kind of balances it along the 50-50 and then takes it over into the blue, but there is no follow-up touch, so State's going to be able to get the clear into the orange, take it into the corner, looking for their opportunity on goal, but Doom's going to give them a little bit of a hard time, kind of send it over into the corner. We see Nif kind of coming in to try to assist. Goes wide, isn't even able to bump the ball as Y is currently in possession of it, and it looks like Doom's going to get the next touch, sending us over right in front of the blue goal. With State demo, this might be the opportunity the Eels need. As State's going to respawn, it looks like their opportunity was wasted.
Going to get a soft touch out in the corner there. Keep it in the corner, but Y is going to deflect it over, keeping the sidewall here. Looking for a flick. Nif is going to sit off the sidewall here. Rick getting a soft touch here. Going for the bump on Rick is going to succeed a little bit, giving State enough room. Are they able to convert it? Erie's in an awkward position, but Doom is going to be able to pull through and just slowly drop the ball out of the danger zone here, but it's not quite in the clear yet. Now it is, as Doom's just going to boom the ball to the other side, and State's going to get a soft touch, keeping it in the blue corner there. Oh, gets bumped, but no, there's simply no opening for them to find. These teams are really demo and bump happy right now.
And it looks like Rick currently in possession of the ball, going to fight YY for it. YY is just going to go ahead and steal it. Now it is Arias, the last bastion of defense here in front of Y. Looks like Doom is also back in to defend in net, but we see State kind of seeing what they can do. They're going to get the touch on Rick. Rick and Y now fighting for this ball. Ooh, and it's just going to go ahead and shoot into the goal. 3-4, 48 seconds remaining.
Able to find a blind spot, moving the defense. Eels getting choked up on the defensive side, and I will see too much. Really good read by Rick is going to keep us in the blue corner here. Here is going to elevate, only able to get 1 touch. Let's look for the second, a little bit of double commit here. Rick's going to have to make a smart play. Wow is going to get a touch. Nif elevates. Rick, once again, getting a really solid read, but isn't able to recover off the wave dash. He's going to be immediately out of that play. There's State getting a beautiful pinch, but it's red, and then Nif gets bumped. This could be an open net. Y is able to clear it. State to follow up one more time. Doom to set out in the middle. Area might have a shot. Takes the shot.
Ooh,
beautifully played.
Midfield.
Wow.
Eels are going to go up 5 to the Hammerheads 3. 14 seconds remaining. That's 1 goal every 12 seconds here. or 6 seconds here, excuse me. Looks like Y is going to bounce it off the back wall, and currently State just going to send it sailing into the goal. That's one of the goals they need with only 7 seconds to spare. They need to get this next 50-50 goal.
Looks like it's completely doable right now. Area does get the 100 boost here. Rick with a lot of room. Nif manages to get a really good 50, but Doom is there for the rotation with 0 seconds left here. The Hammerheads have to keep it alive with another touch. And what would have been another goal for the side of the Eels, it looks like their safety net pulled through for them because the Hammerheads were just on their heels the entirety of that game. Never once really letting them have more than a 2-goal lead there, and more often than not, only a 1-goal lead, and they're really close with it, which really goes back to my point that I made earlier. These teams, it's down to these micro plays that they make, right? They get too aggressive, they become too passive, they make these double commits. These micro plays that they make inside the game determine the overarching theme of if they succeed or not, and these teams are equally matched in terms of skill and mechanical ability and team play-wise. One of the things I saw the Hammerheads pull off really early in the beginning were 2 really beautiful passing plays. That they turned out of nothing, thin air that those things happened. And the Eels couldn't see that. That was out of their blind spot. So I feel like if the Hammerheads repeated that more often, they might be able to, keep the lead tied or end up taking it.
And I also think the Hammerheads, their strong suit is their passing. I think something that they need a little bit of work on is having somebody able to rotate back into the net. Not just like sitting in the net, but able to rotate back in the net so that they have the boost to defend here. And then we do see Y currently in possession of the ball, bouncing it over Doom. State is there to support, and it looks like we're on the orange side of the field here. Rick's going to send the ball up into the air. Doom's going to go ahead and get the follow-up touch, sending it all over into the blue, getting a massive clear, but Nif's going to send it right back into the orange. Says, we Hammerheads are not done trying to score on your goal here.
Really good slow down of time there. Rick looking at a solo play there. Wasn't able to get anything out of it. Had the result of the demo here. State keeping possession here. Rick to get one up the sidewall here. Is Nif able to cover backboard defense? Is able to get it. Wyo is going to get one more touch. Doom getting his touch. Didn't really contribute much. And Y is going to find the most interesting angle of the night so far. And it's going to put the Hammerheads up 1 goal. Nearly 43 seconds elapsed here. All right, is this going to Game 5?
This is definitely going to Game 5, I think. As it looks like Rick's going to go ahead and bounce it. Nif just laying in wait, and it looks like Tokay says, you waited too long, and to go ahead and take possession of the ball. But State's going to get a clear over into the orange. Doom is going to send it right back to midfield and beyond, as Doom is currently, gets the second touch, but not the goal. Karasi best defender as State gets demoed on the side of the Hammerheads, and Rick's going to try to make an aggressive play out of that with Doom getting the second follow-up touch.
Tokay elevates, might have a shot on net.
Ooh, too far.
Just barely not there, and almost able to get the second touch right, the recovery of the sidewall here. Now Doom gonna send it over to the other side, buying them a little bit of time, trying to get a demo here. He's able to get it, kills all their speed and momentum. Rick is gonna be played around here. Nif still keeping possession, gets bumped, almost gives them the power they need. Tokay is able to defensively come in clutch, and Doom's gonna be able to get a demo there and give Rick a little bit more room to breathe here. He's going to play around 2, but Nif, once again, able to quickly follow up, but not a whole lot of breathing room. But the Eels are also really choked up in that corner right there. That could have been dangerous.
And it looks like as we see Tokay kind of elevate and miss the touch on the ball, Rick's definitely going to miss the touch. It gets the first touch, but then immediately Y gets the second, kind of sending it speed all the way around the side. And it looks like Tokay's going to go up the wall, get the second touch on the ball, try to manipulate it where he wants it to go. Ooh, Nif almost scores off of Tokay's setup.
There's Rick with a big clear. Doom might be able to follow up, but not anymore as they're going to get demoed. Rick is going to have to play back down off of the aerial commitment they make. Tokay with the pass over in the midfield. Rick not able to react fast enough, but now it's Doom turn off the sidewall there. No Eels attacker was ready for that play, but now 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. There's only one back. But YY is going to be able to get just a fast enough touch, get that ball just barely past, and now Doom keeping control, putting State in an awkward position. Nif is going to be able to bail them out, though.
And it looks like that we see State gets the next touch, kind of bounces it off the side. Currently, Rick is in possession of the ball. No, they're stolen by Y. No, now it's over to Y and Doom kind of vying for this ball. Tokay's going to touch it with the back of his car there to send it back, and it looks like Rick is going to spike it over into the corner. Now it's just a mosh pit of cars. This is anybody's ball right now.
Tokay able to get a clear. A little bit of opposite coordination when it comes to a big demo on Doom. is going to ruin the second touch that the Eels had for this. Now State is going to be able to get a musty flick here. Nif might be in the perfect position. The shot's a bit too wide. Huawei looking for the follow-up. Isn't there. The pass over to Rick. Rick getting one more. Token doesn't have enough boost to follow this up. He's going to play the second man here, and they just gave up possession right back to the Hammerheads, who are looking for a pinch. Beautifully played out, but Doom's going to defensively come in a clutch. The Eels' defense is absolutely impeccable right now.
Looks like with that, we're going to go ahead and see Ooh, Nif missed the touch there, but Y's going to go ahead and make it, send it over into the corner, and then bounce it up into the air where Rick goes up to challenge it, gets the first touch and the redirect. Next, it's Doom sending it down to the ground. State is the final bastion of defense for the Hammerheads. 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining. This is an only 1-goal game. The Eels got to get something on the board here as they're making attempt after attempt, but Nif is still in possession of the ball, kind of dribbling it over there. Doom's going to go ahead and steal it from on top of their car, but State's going to send it back over into the orange. And is that an open net? It sure is, as State's going to get the second goal for the Hammerheads, putting it up 2-0, 48 seconds remaining.
48 seconds to get up quite the safety net here. So right at the kickoff, there could be something that follows. Token not able to like fast enough and high enough for that pass. Is able to grab the 100 boost. Doom taking the shots a bit too wide though. Now Rick is the last defender here. It's getting one touch. He's able to get a little bit of speed on, not too much. Doom's going to take over, trying to get a boom over State. State's going to clear it off. Doom with the shot off the backboard there. A little bit of miss rebounds. Defenders, more double commits. Oh, but they're going to work out in the Hammerheads' favor as the defense is going to pull through. A little bit of touch. Going to give possession back to Rick, but State's quick to follow up with the pass off the backboard. Quickly disrupted by Doom. And now 9 seconds left.
The Eels can't make this up, so we're going to go ahead and see YY currently in possession of the ball. We see Doom get the first touch. Will they be able to get the second? Bounces it off the crossbar. Not able to get the follow-up touch. The State is going to send that straight to the ground, and we're going to game 5.
Really keeping it close. Really keeping it close there so many times. The Eels were very much defensively prioritized there. It felt very finally what the coaches said came to play for the side of the Hammerheads. They were very aggressive. They managed to get a lot of demos, a lot of bumps, and they managed to keep the ball on the side of the Eels and not really give them a whole lot of room to breathe. And the Eels weren't able to convert a lot of the scoring opportunities that they had. So a big props to the Hammerheads to sort of be put in the hot seat and manage to recover. And now both teams just treat it as a best of one, right? Your regular ranked match. Don't think of anything like, oh, we should have won that game. We should have lost that game. You know, I should have scored that goal. Forget about it. Just start off week 1 solid.
1-1 complications.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you know, back to 0-0. That's where the game always starts at, right? So you got to reset that mentality as well. The game resets, so you got to reset.
And as we're kind of resetting our mindsets here, I want to particularly highlight the Eels' passes. It feels like the plan is there, and I can see what they're trying to do, but it's just barely off by like a couple of inches where the ball will be versus where the passing car will be. And whether that's the accuracy of the shot that's not quite there or the kind of predicting of your car to where you're trying to get to where they're passing to you, just a little bit off, and I think if the Eels can kind of clean that up, they'll be able to take this map.
Oh yeah, 100% agree with that analysis right there. That, you know, if those things start connecting a lot more, which typically, you know, from game to game, that can be the case of where that certain game it's not clicking, and then the next game you go into it, you start hitting some nutty passing plays, and you're going, wow, where was that last game? And it's really up to their mental and their attitude.
As we get on the field, Nif and Rick are going to Rick's going to win the 50-50, and it looks like State's kind of going up into the air. Y getting the first touch, sending it up into the air. Rick getting the next touch, so currently the Eels are in possession of the ball as Rick sends it down, and Nif is going to go ahead and bounce it all the way to midfield and past midfield into the orange corner there. Toke currently taking possession of the ball, and it looks like YY is going to pass it to State, and is that a goal? Not quite, as Rick steals it and runs away. Doom gets demoed.
Pressure as Rick's going to pass over Toke. Toke getting a beautiful pinch here. Doom might be able to follow up beautifully. Is going to control the ball just a little bit too harsh. Just going to be able to control it probably to the degree they wanted to. Now Rick, one touch on the sidewall there. Looking to get over State. Does get it. The pass off the sidewall there was blocked. And they are going to keep this to a 0-0 game. And another beautiful defensive play with Doom. I don't quite know if that was going to go in the net, but nevertheless, it's a beautiful pinch. Going to be able to clear it out, but not for long, as this ball is still in the danger zone. Nif with the shot. What? Whoa! I need a replay on that one. That was absolutely insane.
And then we see Y currently in possession of the ball. Doom gets demoed once again. That is the Hammerhead strat to victory, it feels like. And then we see State get the first touch. Will they be able to get the gets the second touch, but not the goal off of it. Tries to set Nif up. And it looks like the Eels, there are 3 of them almost in the net there as Nif's going to try to dribble it. Rick's going to take it away, send it over into the blue. And the Eels still have a shot on goal here. And with a kaleidoscope of butterflies, we're on the board here. 3 minutes and 33 seconds remain.
The Hammerheads are definitely wondering why that goal, that Nif shot, didn't go in the goal period, but they might have the opportunity here as an open net, and it just feels like the Eels can't catch a break. They score one and they let one go back real in fast and easy, and the Hammerheads really don't have to try for a lot of it, where it feels like the Eels are having to put a lot of effort into scoring these goals. And it looks like a Rule 1 in the backfield of the Hammerheads field with YY and I think Rick? Yeah.
Yep, YY and Rick, Rule 1. Somebody's got to get in there and demo him. Got to help your teammate out there. YY unfortunately gets demoed, and it looks like Nif trying to dribble on top of their car, but instead is going to just kind of send it all the way down into the orange. Tokay going to challenge them for it, get it clear through midfield and beyond. Rick just barely redirects the ball, but State is luckily there to defend for the Hammerheads, and now Doom is once again in possession of the ball, and right as all the Hammerheads leave. Scoring the second goal for the Eels, 2 minutes and 46 seconds remain.
Really good job by Doom there to recognize that State wasn't getting a touch, a quality touch at the very least, and is going to be able to turn on the ball fast enough to beat out Y, trying to get there before him. Now they got to play some more defense here. They are able to get a little bit of clear. Tokay able to 50 with State. Yep, on the defensive side of it, here's Doom trying to fake out 2, doesn't get it. There might be a scoring position for him. Rick is able to get the 50/pinch. Able to clear it out a little bit. Doesn't get the 100 boost here. It's long boost, has to get the 50. Now State trying to get around. Pass over to YY. YY is going to get a bang. Doom's going to keep it out of the goal line there. Going to get a follow-up there. Now they're just waiting for somebody to make a play here. Tokay to advance. Doom is going to get one touch off the backboard. Tokay might be looking for a pass to Doom. Wow. It could have been a beautiful passing play. He gets just barely stopped in his tracks for the Hammer defense.
And it looks like with that, Rick touches the ball and then immediately gets demoed after that. And then respawns just in time for State to send it over up to YY and then immediately get the second touch. State YY duo. It looks like State is unable to get the second touch to get that goal for the Hammerheads, but is going to flip and try to reset and try to get that next touch once again. And it looks like Tokay is going to be a defensive wall. As YY says, we're not done, sends it back. Doom says, yes, you are, and clears it to main field where Rick gets the next touch and sends it all the way over to the Hammerheads net.
Good demo there by Rick. State looking to make a play happen here. Doom makes a misread on it. Doesn't expect Doom to get that last second touch, and all of a sudden the Hammerheads are back in the game, equalizing the scoreline here with the minute and 20 seconds left. But it might be Rick's time to shine, and a redirect doesn't go through. Isn't going to be able to get the touch on the ball. Now Doom has to make a play here. YY is going to take over. Going ring around the rosy with this corner piece here. Rick to take over one more time, trying to get a beat on Nif. Does get it. Sticking with the ball here, not a whole lot of boost. Has to get the 50. Doesn't quite go in their favor. Now Tokay is going to have to make a defensive play happen here.
Looks like YY is going to get the touch, bounce it off into the corner. Doom currently in possession of the ball, but immediately gets demoed. Now the Hammerheads are going all the way aggressive, and it looks like State's going to barely miss that touch as YY is going to send it over to Nif, who touches, and Tokay is trying to get a shot on goal, but is unable to get it as Doom is currently now in possession with the ball. State's going to get the next touch, trying to get it clear. Can it get it past? That's an empty net as it goes sailing right over the 2 members of the Eels. State going to put us 3-2, 33 seconds remaining.
Major double commitment mistake there by the Eels. Is going to leave their net completely open there unless they can answer back right now. But Tokay not able to get a quality flick. It's just going to give possession up to YY there. Doom's going to be able to get a beat there. State to get one off the side while looking for the second touch. Tokay is going to clear it over to the blue side here. It's going to have a touch. Off in a slow touch off the ceiling. This could be dangerous. The 50 there. Tokay's going to keep it in bounds. Possible scoreline. Doom's going to get a 50 here with 5 seconds left. It could be the Hammerheads taking it. And another near open net they're able to find. Rick not able to recover in time, and they have quite the safety net here. I feel it's all but not to say that the Hammerheads are going to be able to take, this first series of the new spring season.
But it's not going to be a sweep, though, so it looks like they will only be able to earn 2 points maximum from this, as the ball is still in play. So the Eels might be able to turn this into a 1-goal game, should they be able to get a goal. And instead,
an own goal.
State is going to go ahead and turn it into a 3-goal game for the Hammerheads.
Yeah, a little bit of an own goal. We'll give State the credit nonetheless. And yeah, just, big congratulations to the Hammerheads with sort of losing traction in the beginning and falling behind in terms of lead-wise, not only point-wise, but also series lead-wise. They're able to bring it back.
And going at it alone can only go so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw that in that last play by State, who carried the team but still needed to rely on his team. You can see how talented they are. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd like to do a shout-out to Coach Jake. And if those of you watching haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's a fast track to rank up.
100%.
So we're pretty far away from the player of the game discussion, but I do want to bring State to the table to nominate, because I really do feel like State was a carry for the Hammerheads in a lot of different ways. And when State was lacking, other members were able to kind of pick that up, because passing was one of the highlights that we made for the Hammerheads, and you can't pass to one person.
No, yeah, 100%. And that's sort of one of the things that player of the game won't always highlight is, defensive plays, passing plays, backboard defense, the small and tiny little things that those teams are able to commit to. And fortunately for the Hammerheads, they're able to take advantage of the Eels' mistakes that they make. A lot of double commits, a lot of leaving the net open, not able to defend the backboard very well, not boost managing to the best degree there, and certainly not able to convert on a whole lot of scoring opportunities. They're able to take advantage of that, and they're able to walk away with the W. And if they keep doing that and they keep improving in that factor, the Hammerheads are going to be looking strong.
And the Hammerheads take down the Eels and earn themselves 2 points, because it wasn't a sweep. Those were pretty close, 1 and 2, and then 3 at the end, point games. Up next, the Lynx takes on the Eagles. But first, we're going to go ahead and go to a break. Stick around.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance. Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
welcome back to this week's broadcast of Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena, and the Hammerheads start off week 1 with a win to earn 2 points for all of their players. Up next, the Lynx and Eagles face off in our second series of the night. And just a reminder about points, 3 points for a sweep, 2 for a win, and 1 for participating in a loss. And those points are also available to any subs that are in for at least one map of a series. I'm your host, Colby Alloway, and joining me to call all of the action is Colin McJunkin. So what are you expecting from these next 2 matches now that we've seen a little bit of the new rules in week 1?
I'm expecting, the same competitive fire that I saw in that first match. The first match was really competitive and a really great match to see. Obviously, where there's some micro mistakes, sure, yeah, but that's week 1 jitters that you're gonna work out eventually. New teams, new teammates. The good thing is they're permanent teammates now, so it's not something of, hey, in 2 weeks I don't have to worry about playing with you ever again. For the conceivable amount of time that we're gonna play this regular season now. They're your teammates, so it's a good thing if you like them. It's a bad thing if you don't. But either way, they're your teammates, and you got to iron stuff. You got to iron stuff out. So I think it's a really big positive for these teams going forward, and I'm expecting a lot of competitive. Wow, English is difficult language. A lot of fiery competitive nature from these players, and to see a lot of improvement going forward. And week 1 staying exciting.
And with that, let's just get a little peek at what some of these Esports Tower players are working for, which would be scholarships. And we want to take a moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from the clubs and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $4.5 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. The players that receive these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. And that's always something to work for. That's the why it matters of Esports Tower, is kind of not only do you improve your individual skills, but you improve your individual skills so that you can hopefully go on beyond and get scholarships in college. And then if you want to go from college to professional, you'll have made all of those connections all the way back as far as high school. And with that, Doc's Keys to the Game is going to tell us how these players can kind of win the game in Rocket League and maybe get our first 3-point sweep. Doc's Keys to the Game in Rocket League are to create mistakes, punish overcommits, and play walls better and demo to disrupt. And Doc's Keys to the Game are presented today by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up, so that you can earn some of those scholarships and go from beyond high school to collegiate and maybe pro and even beyond. And with that, our 2 teams fighting for kind of glory and maybe the first 3-point sweep that we're going to see are the Lynxes and the Eagles.
What's beyond pro?
Winning. I guess that would be like winning the professional, because you go high school, Esports Tower, right? And then from there, you're trying to go to college with some of those scholarships. And then the transition from collegiate to pro, I think, is one of the main paths that some of these players can take, especially if they've started all the way in high school, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's just you said beyond pro, so I was messing with you. I wanted to see what you can pull out. Yeah.
And with that, we should be able to get right into game. Lynxes versus the Eagles. And the Eagles are one of the other teams that we haven't seen before, so it'll be interesting to see what their players are up to here.
Yeah, really excited to see both these new rosters come out. What is ahead of us? Sort of see Pop sort of set one name, but I remember for sure. However, I believe at least 5 of the names are new, so I'm excited to see what these players bring to the field, bring to their teammates, and excited to see what the Eagles name as well.
So far, the Eagles are 2 demos in here.
Yeah.
As Papasaur, Dreamcatcher, and Schwab are kind of just on the offensive here. It looks like the first save will be credited to Breako Break there. And then immediately, oh my gosh! The Lynxes are just demoing the Eagles left and right. I think that's probably the 6th or 7th demo that we've seen, as our first goal comes out 4 minutes and 19 seconds in.
The accolades are not going to show us any demos, so we don't know 100% for sure how many demos, but I'm going to take your word for it. There does seem to be a lot going on in the field right now. And the Lynx is almost getting a second up a goal. Unfortunately, going to get a little embarrassing. Oh, you know, missed open net there, but nevertheless, they're going to recover here. And he's going to clear up to the side a little bit. He's going to be able to pick it up.
Oh, yes.
I hope I'm right.
And it looks like Popstar is going to kind of send it on the sidewall, and then, ooh, almost score, except it's just going to hit that sidebar there. As Amethyst is finally going to get a demo for the Eagles, they say, I'm done here, as Rico Break currently in possession of the ball. Going to touch it over to, ooh, it looks like Schmuck's going to make a little bit of an intercept there, kind of opening up the Lynxes to make an offensive play. Schwab currently in possession of the ball. Dreamcatcher is going to miss the next touch. This is all three members of the Lynxes looking to score a goal. The Eagles are trying to clear, and it looks like they will be able to do that, sending it all the way into the blue. Popstar currently in possession of the ball, sending it over to Reiko Break, just kind of volleying the ball back and forth. Schwab gets the first touch, the next touch goes on top of the ceiling, and then with that, it looks like Anti is going to go ahead and send that goal straight in. 1-1, 3 minutes and 12 seconds remaining.
And that pass goes so for it. So for the Eagles, it looks like they're going to be able to do it so far. Well, going to control the ball a little bit. Keeping it up to the side with the flip reset. It's going to do too much with it. Now Anti trying to control the ball a little bit. Is going to put a shot on net, and Pop trying to control it. A simple but brutal mistake. It's going to let the Eagles go up. One more goal here, but not to fret. Still 3 minutes left.
Anti has a 100% score rate right now. 2 shots, 2 goals for the Eagles. And then it looks like Dreamcatcher currently in possession of the ball, gonna bounce it over, still in possession, gonna pop it up over Reiko Break. A little bit of a disruption there, and now Anti, that menace, currently in possession of the ball. No, I lied. Popstar is gonna steal it right from over there, and it looks like with a kaleidoscope of butterflies, that's our next goal on the board.
So really confusing goals right now. Just an absolute dunk of a 50-50 coming up from the side of the Lynx.
Ooh.
Why is the score line there? Good demo. Might give Schwab the opening they're looking for. Oh, Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher just a little bit too far forward. Pop looking for the shot. Top right spins to carry it in. He's not going to get it. Now Schwab is slowing it just a little bit. Reiko not going to be able to get the pass they're looking for here. Now it's Dream. Off the sidewall is going to get a really good 50. Anti looking to slow the plays down. Play some defense. Reiko will be able to come flexible.
And it looks like Schwab currently in possession of the ball, dribbling it back and forth with Dreamcatcher there. They almost dribble it all the way into the Eagles' goal, but it looks like it's going to be sent away by Anti, and then Dreamcatcher once again trying to put it on top of their car, but Popstar currently in possession of the ball. Going to do a little bit of dribbling on the side. Ooh, and then immediately it's going to get stolen by a member of the Eagles and sent all the way over into the blue, and now it is Amethyst who's going to get a clear over to the blue, send it over to Anti, and then Reiko's going to bounce it off of the wall into Papasaur's waiting tires.
Touch, a pass play over to Dream. Dream not able to get a solid touch. Schwab's going to miss it as well, but somehow Dream's going to get sort of a pinch with that last defender there, and he's going to get it top left bins. Once again, some crazy goals, some interesting ones being scored this series around so far in game 1. Now Reiko elevates to the beautiful first touch. Dreamcatcher is going to be able to play solid backboard defense to stop any play from really developing. A good 50 leads. Reiko still in the running to keep the ball in front of their car.
With that, Reiko, ooh, is going to get demoed. Can't keep it on the car if you're back in spawn. And then we see Schwab and Amethyst kind of fighting for the ball. It looks like ooh, Papasaur is going to come in as a third party and get the next touch. And then Reiko's immediately going to touch after that. Schwab gets the disrupt touch. And then immediately after that, we see Reiko get demoed in the midfield. And Dreamcatcher just barely missed getting that ball on top of their car as Anti makes a save before Schwab can even take it in the goal. This is a high demo game. They're coming out left and right. Dreamcatcher was just demoed as well as Anti.
And they have absolutely no chill so far. Foot on the gas and on the boost button at the same time. Dream's going to be able to get a little bit of passing play. Look at the shot. Self-passing play is going to work out now. Pop looking to elevate off the side wall. Some more demos. Are they going to be able to convert anything off of it? With still 20 seconds left. An interesting 50 that leads into an accidental touch by Pop. A shot by Schwab isn't going to convert anything. Now Pop going to control the ball. Looking to go another solo play off the wall here. Going to get one. Looking for a second touch. Second carry. Isn't able to get it past Reiko. But a last second shot on that hits the backboard of the follow-up by Anti's there. And the Eagles are going to be able to find the equalizer here and keep the game alive.
Send it over overtime, we currently see Dreamcatcher in possession of the ball. Now Papasaur is going to send it over in the middle. Schwab is not able to get the touch because Anti gets the steal. Dreamcatcher going to send it up into the air. But with all three members of the Eagles, that's getting a clear all the way. Oh, ooh. I was going to say in the blue, but instead Papasaur gets a clear into the orange. Will Dreamcatcher be able to get this shot on goal? Looks like not quite, as Schwab is going to at least turn the ball around.
Does get it up close to the defender, does try to cut the maintain control, isn't able to get Dream the one to convert the touch, looking for one more pass to play off the backboard, is going to follow up, Schwab's barely going to be able to get touch, can Dreamcatcher slow it down, is able to do it, but Anti is going to be able to get the clear here, and a follow-up as well. Looking to get over Pop, is going to be able to do it. Pop's going to opt to get the 100 boost here, now Schwab looking for the bang pass, and with this, is able to get it, but the secondary touch, the read, isn't able to happen. We're going to go even farther into OT.
Papasaur current. Ooh, it looks like Schwab actually is going to get the next touch. And just a mosh pit of balls chasing after this car. And with that, Schwab's going to get demoed. But ultimately, that is the Lynxes taking round one.
I don't quite know what to make of at least half those goals, quite honestly. They were very confusing to me in terms of, I mean, Pop getting an own goal, some weird 50 dunk that happens, a lot of open nets. A rather interesting game so far. I think the Lynx probably have the upper hand, that I would say overall. But the Eagles definitely don't count them out because they're able to find these interesting goals that I don't think the Lynx are quite prepared for to defend against.
I think both of these teams are definitely expect the unexpected. So it'll be interesting to see what they get up to going into this next round.
Yeah, go in, if the Lynx are able to carry the momentum, then, maybe this is the first 3 sweep that we see, or maybe the Eagles are able to find some footing and take a game and equalize the series out. We won't know until we quite go into the next one. But I have my predictions. But I'll keep them to myself for now. I'll wait until I'm a little more sure, until I have a little more evidence that I can display until I make a prediction.
And with that, we should be getting into round two anytime now in this best of 5. The Lynxes are already up 1, but this is an endurance battle, so you can't just come at them with everything you've got and then just kind of fizzle out and let them reverse sweep you. The Lynxes have got to be on it for 3 rounds.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, this is definitely the time to, get on the saddle, get on the horse, for lack of better analogies to use, and exactly what Colby said. It's a battle of endurance. You got to be able to go the long way, especially in a best of 5 series.
And with that, we're going to get right in, and hopefully we'll see maybe fewer demos. The field almost feels kind of empty with how often these teams are getting demoed here. Schwab currently in possession of the ball, going to send it over into the corner. Rako is going to get a massive clear, not able to get the second touch, as Papasaur is going to go ahead and steal that. Is this a goal? Well, yes, it sure is, as Goomi's going to come right in and get that goal for the Lynxes. 4 minutes and 46 seconds remaining.
Looking at the carry out and a pass over. A little bit of a handoff there. Anti's going to be able to get a pinch with Rako there and put a bullet on the net. He draws out this goal right here with 20 seconds into the game. So far, the Lynxes might be looking at a second goal. The pinch. Put that all the way back to the side of goal, and a missed touch by Pop off the backboard. A missed touch by Anti there. Missed scoring opportunity for the side of the Eagles.
That's hurting. And it looks like as we kind of go, Papasaur currently in possession of the ball, getting that next touch. Trying to just solo pass to themselves between the walls. It looks like Anti currently in possession of the ball, going to send it up into the air, where Schwab immediately takes advantage, and then Rako's going to stop it from going too far into the goal, and then it kind of bounces straight back middle, where Amethyst misses the touch, but Papasaur sure does it and sends it in for the Lynxes, up 2-1. 3 minutes and 59 seconds remaining.
Offensive defensive ability. Big standard to keep them in teams, and a really big position to have an individual player. How effective they are scoring a goal. Anti able to play around. Almost 2 defenders there. Gumi's just going to be absolutely punted off the play here, but Pop is not going to take possession here. Off the backboard. Oh! To Schwab. Schwab almost had the backboard dunk. Not going to be able to convert a goal for it.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and see Gumi go ahead and go to touch the ball, and then immediately after that, Schwab is going to send things over to Reiko. The Lynxes are one of the first Esports Tower teams that we've seen so far. We haven't seen any of these players in Rumbles, so we're really kind of seeing how they're holding up under pressure here. Up 2-1, 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining.
Looks like so far the Lynxes finding their way to score effective goals. Pop's going to be able to get a bump on the current defender that leaked the net. There was a second one that was there. Up to the soft touch, keeping it up with the second one there. Gets bumped off the play entirely. A little bit of a triple commit. A triple commit, and nobody able to get a quality touch. It's going to be Pop to get another goal. Keep the Lynxes a safety net. Keep expanding a 3-1 lead.
We highlighted State, and I think Popsaur is kind of driving away with the Lynx's carry title, but I could stand to be corrected. We have many more rounds left to play. Schwab currently in possession of the ball, setting up Popsaur. Ooh, somebody's got to get that touch, and that just goes ahead and bounces right back out instead of the goal that the Lynxes were looking for.
Really good shot, man. Gets blocked out. Now Pop looking for something. Schwab not able to get anything on it. Now trying to control it, looking to get one more touch. Isn't able to get it. 2 minutes wind down here. Schwab trying to get a little bit of a boom. He did play. He's able to get it. Pop trying to recenter here.
Looks like Anti going to send the ball up into the air, and then immediately after that, Gumi does the same thing, but it will be Anti that gets the next touch, sends it over to Reiko. Reiko's not able to touch the ball as there's a clear all the way over into the orange, and the Lynxes are really coming for that goal as Papasaur putting us up 4-1, a minute and 44 seconds remaining. Papasaur's got so many shots, everything else is going off the board.
Might be a shot opportunity. Taking though. Legal lead for the Eagles have just got to start taking shots. I hope it starts hitting the net. Schwab almost getting a beautiful lead off the crossbar there, but Pop is going to be able to quickly follow in. Pop, the follow-up master right now, has so many goals right now. The Eagles defense have been falling apart ever since. Now with a 4-goal lead. About a minute 25 left to recover. The Eagles be able to get back into this.
Pop on fire, burning hot here as we see Reiko get the first touch on that ball, kind of send it over to Schwab, who immediately defends, is going to try to send it away from the blue, but he's going to miss that touch, and it looks like Anta's going to pick up some of the slack there. And will Gumi be able to get the touch and send us out of the blue? Yes, and send us all the way over into the orange. And will Reiko Break be able to stop that goal in time? Just barely, with a little bit of a swerve there, as it looks like Papasaur once again in possession of the ball. That's dangerous for the Eagles. The person that's put 4 points on the board for the Lynxes here. And actually is going to go ahead and put another one on.
15 seconds left from that first game. Such a different side of the coin right now. It was a 1-goal game that was forced into overtime, and Pop the beautiful fake. Wow. Really put on skills, that big brain there. It's going to put the Lynx up 1 more goal here. Now it's just, they've officially Braziled them.
Looks like with that, Schwab's going to bounce it off of the sidewall, and it looks like Reiko's going to get the next touch, trying to keep it away from Pop desperately, as it looks like they kind of are going to roll it along that sidewall there and immediately get it taken from them. It's going to bounce off the sidewall once again as Papasaur in possession of the ball. Dangerous place for the Eagles to be, as Reiko Break is going to get that touch and then send Anti after it, but it looks like Anti's going to get the touch before Schwab, as Schwab just kind of lands dejectedly. Goombi going to get the first touch, now Pop. Now will Schwab be able to get the third touch? Pass so good it froze our game as the demo onto Papasaur comes out. The Eagles have a shot here.
I really like that. I really like that. Pass, I really like that. But it's 0 seconds countdown. Even though they're on track to score a last-second goal, it wouldn't have helped them anyway because there was a 6-goal lead there at the end of the day. And like I was sort of saying, what an absolute other side of the coin that we saw there. A game that went into OT, was a 1-goal scoring game, ended up turning out to be on the second side of the coin, ended up being a 6-goal lead at Brazil by the side of the Lynx. I don't know what flip they switched or what happened to the Eagles. It changed. A lot changed.
So Pop already had the box of matches, right?
Yeah.
Somebody doused them in gasoline
Yeah.
because that was just goal after goal after goal. I think we saw 2 goals that were not pop that entire time. And with that, the Lynxes are at match point. So it's important to focus a little bit on the Eagles. And this advice is coming straight from the coaches. The Eagles are a team that very much need to focus on playing the game at their pace and try not to do too much. And that's especially important to remember when the enemy is at match point. And with that, we're going to get into our third game.
Set this match point here, the Eagles have got a lot of fire underneath them. They've got to find a way to stick into it, because if they don't, they're going to end the first week that they start off on a loss. Not too big of a worry, you're not out of anything, but you only gain 1 point as comparison that the Lynx are also looking
3
at
if they sweep.
At a 3-point well as well. Not going to say I predicted it, but I'm just saying I said something about seeing our first 3-point sweep here. So can I see the future?
The Lynxes, you see something.
Yeah. You see something. I don't know if it's the
You're
future,
seeing
but
something.
you're seeing crazy. That's what you're seeing. Right? Go sweep.
Schwab is going to go ahead and get the massive. Oh, that's just a goal for the Lynxes right off to the. So maybe you can see the future. Maybe you're not staring off vacantly into the distance.
I'm not even watching the game anymore. It's all in my head.
One's got a crystal ball on the desk that he occasionally kind of pulls out and glances at. And then we see Dreamcatcher win the 50-50 just barely. And then Gumi kind of get the second touch, pick up some of the slack, and now the Eagles are on hard defensive bounce off the crossbar. Is there a follow-up touch? Not quite. The Lynxes will not be rewarded with that.
Gumi looking for a play to add to the highlight reel. It's just not quite there. Dreamcatcher's going to be able to catch the ball, and we're just not able to get it back towards clear there. Reiko's going to be able to make a last-second touch. And to save another goal from happening. A shot on net.
Ooh. The touch, the power, the poise, the presence. Just that second little touch there to put it into the corner.
Lynx defenders not predicting that shot at all, but
doesn't matter when you can make the next goal off the 50-50. Say, all right, okay, that was a mistake. Let me just smack you back there with another goal. Putting us up 3-1, 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. These teams are playing off of the 50-50 almost entirely right now. As Schwab currently in possession of the ball, going to send it all the way over to Reiko Break, who actually is just barely able to get the bump, and then it looks like Gumbi and Schwab. Ooh! Demo comes out onto Schwab, rest in peace, as Gumbi is now kind of the sole aggressor on the Lynxes, and Ante is just going to run all the way into the Lynxes' goal with this, as Schwab respawns just in time to defend and take possession of the ball.
Give it one more time. He's going to be able to get 50 here. Dreamcatcher looking to get a demo. Could break a little bit off center there. What is that pin?
From the enemy goal line? That's going in the top 5. That was just a laser. That was not soccer. That was laser sight. That was a sniper rifle.
If a pinch like that ever happens in actual soccer, I think I'd lose my mind, and probably everyone else on the pitch would probably lose it as well. Is it only be physically impossible? And just a demolition derby is what this has devolved into.
Animus can't win the game! It looks like Gumi currently in possession of the ball as Reiko's going to take a shot, as Schwab will go ahead and take possession of the ball and then immediately get demoed. This is a monster truck rally, guys, officially, as Gumbi's going to kind of still be in possession of the ball. Now Anti's going to send it over into the corner. Another demo on the Dreamcatcher. These cars are just getting crushed under tire every 5 seconds.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe anymore. It's completely devolved into madness. This is not what I meant. This is not what I first saw in the crystal ball. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. But it's still 3-2 scoreline here. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. It's still really anybody's game right now, as the Eagles are able to pull some miracle goals out of thin air. Can we do it once again to score or to even up the scoreline right now? Or will the Lynxes be able to answer back? Gumi looking for a shot. Dreamcatcher, I imagine, looking for a redirect. Ends up playing a little bit of defense for the side of the Eagles there. And now it's going to have to play some side defense for their own new half. And they are going to be able to just do that as Dreamcatcher is able to find an open net. Oh, no, they're not able to because they get pinched out. 50'd out more than likely.
So the Lynxes are currently down their carry of Pop right now, but they're still in the lead, proving that that Dreamcatcher, Gumi, and Schwab are more than capable of kind of taking the sweep without them. But with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining, the Eagles definitely still have a shot, as Gumi is currently in possession of the ball, going to send it up into the air. Dreamcatcher trying to get a clear back and maybe an attempt on goal, unable to do so, as Gumi's going to get the redirect. Ooh, and Dreamcatcher actually just gets demoed straight out of the air, as Schwab's going to try to dribble it all the way past the field. Reiko Break just being a problem in the middle of all the Lynxes here, as Dreamcatcher and Schwab are double committed currently. As Schwab actually just stops moving for a little bit there. Reiko Break to kind of get some distance, but maybe a technical issue there, as it looks like Gumi's going to get demoed. This is now just kind of up to Schwab, seeing what they can do, and it looks like they can't defend the goal. The Eagles are going to tie it up 3-3.
What an absolute crazy sequence that just happened there of just absolute sanity.
Right off the 50-50.
Twice. This is twice. I think Gumi's done
Swerve.
that twice. Just absolute speed off the kickoff has managed to decimate the Eagles' defensive capabilities off the kickoff, and Dreamcatcher looks to get a passing play, perhaps a Doomsday dish. It does get cleared out by Ansi though, however. A little bit of double commit there. Reiko is going to be able to get the touch.
60 seconds left on
Swap
the clock.
opting to get the 100 boost here. Now puts the backward defense, able to get a slight touchdown. Not going to get too much progress there, but Amethyst is going to be able to get a touch and just some absolute chaos happening the back lines of the Eagles. But Reiko's able to get a really good 50 there and keep this ball running in a shot on net that at an angle with a shot that I would never have predicted Reiko able to find.
Reiko currently back in possession of the ball to see if the Lynxes can stop him from doing anything, and it looks like Gumi's going to get a clear all the way over into the corner there. Dreamcatcher now in possession of the ball, trying to just kind of dribble it in there, but will get bumped and disrupted. Now going to try to do it a second time. Gumi, ooh, that was almost a Rule 1 there in the air, as Dreamcatcher finally gets a good shot on goal, but Amethyst is there to defend.
10 seconds
Not
left.
the second time though.
The Lynx have back their safety net with 10 seconds left here. The Eagles have made it happen before. They've stuck with the game. They've pushed it to overtime in the final seconds. So will they be able to do it again? A lot bigger of a task to do. And yeah, with that final bit, that would have been the last second goal to like the 3-goal lead there. But it doesn't really matter, as the Lynx are going to be our first team to take a 3-point sweep in our brand new rule set.
And we'll talk a little bit more about points later and where this puts them in the Spring Rumble. But first, want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers? Then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Now, back to the points. The Lynxes get the first sweep of the season and earn themselves 3 points in week 1. We're going to wrap up the first week of our Spring Rumble series with the Wolves versus the Mammoths after this.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance. Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, And we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State's Esports Arena for this week's broadcast of Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. The Lynx and the Hammerheads have secured their first wins of the season, and the Lynx with a 3-point sweep, and the Hammerheads with a nothing to sneeze at 2-point win. And we're going to figure out who will join them in our final series. It's almost time for the Wolves versus the Mammoths. I am your host, Colby Alloway, and joining me to call all of the action is Colin McJunkin. And with that, we've seen, how do you think these best of fives have been playing out? Do you like the best of five, or think a best of three, or think maybe we need to take it a step further and a best of seven?
I think best of seven it would probably be a bit too much, especially with the point scoring system we have. Best of three is obviously probably the fastest and simplest, but it also doesn't allow teams to really display their ability to reverse sweep or come back, or sort of endurance that you have. So I think best of five is a really good middle ground, not only for production-wise and casting-wise, but also for players to have a solid opportunity to play to the maximum maximum capabilities and really benefit from having a longer series. I think that's probably the best for the players to have. So I think it's good. I think also the point system that we have developing here is also a solid way to go for it. You still get a majority points for having a W, but you also get that extra bonus for really showing that display of dominance, and that extra 1 point at the end of accumulating all your points can have a difference.
Definitely, and we saw a lot of subs between the Lynxes last round. I mean, we saw the Popsor sub, the Gumi sub come out for the Dreamcatcher, and there were a lot of different kind of switches. And it's important to remember that if you sub in and play for a single map for your team, you are still eligible for all of the points that your team wins. And this applies to all players. Poor sportsmanship will be punished with the removal of points as coaches deem necessary. And with no further ado, I think we can get right into the matchup of the Mammoths versus the Wolves. The Wolves are a veteran team, much like the Hammerheads, with tons of experience in past Rumbles. But the team has kind of been mixed up a little bit, and Switch and Frink have played together quite a bit in the winter season. However, the Mammoths are a team full of potential that the coaches are excited to see tonight against a veteran team. This is definitely the Mammoths being pushed to their limits. The coaches want the Mammoths to focus on playing strong individual Rocket League and to have each player focus on their strengths.
Big game. Power Rumble Rocket League as well. All the other names are names that I don't quite remember here, but so far looking like some kind of solid mechanical gameplay here. We get a boom. Twitch is also significant. So yeah, two out of the six that I recognize at least. Twitch gonna have to rotate back. Alpha looking for a little bit of passing play, a straight down shot. Spooky, a little bit of the read there. Might have had it. Switch didn't interfere, but Switch in the shot. Ooh! Perfect, going to find the angle to get it in, and just like that, the Wolves are going to go up after 40 seconds have elapsed here.
Alpha's unable to get the touch in time, and it looks like Spooky's going to win the 50-50 for the side of the Mammoths here. And then we see immediately after that, Free Inc. go ahead and get a touch on the ball, sending it over to midfield, and then Alpha's going to come in and kind of steal that. DB with the next touch on ball as it kind of goes into the corner, loses a little bit of momentum, and then immediately after that, Tony picks it back up, and it looks like DB once again is going to get the next touch, kind of stealing it from Tony. Free Ink sends it over into the orange. The Wolves are really trying to be aggressive here, and DB is trying to put a stop to it, but unfortunately the ball is going to get 50'd and just kind of shot off to the side there, and then now we see it up above, and it looks like Switch is just going to slam dunk that right in. What a beautiful motion.
Really good job by Switch right there to get that dunk sort of play, that over-the-top goal, one of the more beautiful standard goals you're going to see every scored. And Alpha might be looking to answer back. Going to be stopped by good backboard defense.
And with that, we're going to see, a Spooky Yogurt coming in with the touch, and a spooky thing of bats. I would not have expected any other goal scorer there for the Wolves. The Wolves now 2-1, 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Still a bunch of game left to play here. There wasn't quite get a shot on net. Wasn't also murdered as well by Tony. A little bit of passing play over to Spooky Yogurt. I do like the attempt. Really good 50 by Tony. Gonna keep on the sidewall here, but Alpha's gonna keep possession here. Getting one more touch. It's gonna be one defender does get it. I don't know if he gets 100 boost as well. Get it over Tony. Might be a passing play. Spooky gets bumped out of position. Not able to convert anything with it. Alpha looking for a boom to get the passing play going. Isn't able to get anything out of it. Just go and rotate back.
With that, we do see Alpha getting the next touch on ball, kind of bouncing it to the side. Switch now taking possession, trying to get a little bit of a dribble. DB's just going to kind of come in and ruin their plans, forcing Switch to adapt, go up the wall, and then send it back down to Alpha. Switch is kind of up in the enemy territory without any backup. His backup comes right in, and now the Wolves are all three on the offensive, whereas all the Mammoths are in the goal scoring zone.
6 left here. Looking to get a touchdown, is able to get it, disrupts a little bit of the teammate play there. Third man's going to rotate back and play a lot of defense. Not on the backboard here, could be dangerous. Alpha getting demoed with it, but was able to get a kill on the ball nonetheless.
It looks like a Free Ink is going to get the next touch. Spooky Yogurt, gets demoed. And it looks like as they're kind of waiting to respawn, we see Alpha looking to get that next touch. Can't quite get high enough for it as all three members of the Wolves are nearing the goal zone. And Tony currently in possession of the ball, going to get boost in the corner there, trying to drive right past Alpha into the goal, but Alpha unfortunately just going to get that touch, and the Wolves are left without a goal as Tony goes up the wall and then immediately back down, and Boy gets the next touch over to Free Ink. Free Ink bounces it off the crossbar. Is there follow-up? Not quite.
Alpha having absolutely no boost. Could be a dangerous situation for them, as that's a defender out of rotation there. Free Ink looking to make a solo play happen there. Isn't able to get anything switched. Now Tony gets a soft touch over the corner here. Spooky Yogurt finds to that position. Seven Boyer going to be able to make something happen here. It could be dangerous as well. Tony, the perfect top bin shot. Going to get the Wolves an even greater lead right now.
3-1, minute and 5 seconds remaining as D-Boy is going to win the 50-50, and immediately after that, Free Ink gets demoed. Switches without their partner, trying to dribble the ball, sends it up the wall, and then immediately goes after it, but misses the touch. So Tony has to come in, kind of pick up the slack as Spooky Yogurt and Tony each kind of barely brush the ball. As now Tony is currently in possession. No, it's Alpha. No, it's Free Ink. Everybody's just bouncing this ball back and forth as D-Boy's trying to get a shot on goal, but it will be disrupted by the Wolves.
Alpha!
What a shot!
Alpha was going to get a home goal there. Definitely what a shot. That definitely is one for the history books, but, well, maybe not one for the history books, but definitely one to go down. Unfortunately, it was on the wrong side of the net. Spooky Yogurt almost got a little bit of dribble goal there, but it was disrupted as well. With 25 seconds left, Mammoths have got to make something happen here.
Alpha currently in possession of the ball, trying to redeem themselves in that corner there. We see Free Ink in possession of the ball, trying to take it all the way over. And it looks like DB's going to go ahead and stop them. Is there a follow-up touch? Tony comes sailing in to put the Wolves up 5-1, 10 seconds remaining. And at this point, the Mammoths are focusing on resetting for next round.
Yeah, no, definitely. With 4-goal lead and 9 seconds left, there's definitely not that big of a chance for you to make a comeback here. It's one of those mindsets you got to develop if you go next. And between the side of the nets. There was definitely no hope of that shot ever getting in. A really good flick might be over Alpha. Alpha able to get a really good read and pinch that ball off to the side here. Able to stop them from getting scored on one last time, as they're going to have to move on to the next game here. But the Wolves really coming out with the striking offensive capability there and defined a lot of nets. One was an own goal nonetheless, so I will kind of count it as a 4-1 goal nonetheless.
I also do have to say, even though it was unfortunately an own goal, that was one of the most impressive shots that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Own goal or not, that was one of the most impressive shots that we've seen.
The best redirect, I think.
Yes,
I think we'll see
the
tonight.
redirect, because we've seen
redirect.
2 redirect shots.
Yep.
And that was one of them. And both of them were just so clean and so nice, made from about midfield. So just take that and focus it on the other net.
Yeah, do it. Flip it. Just, if you simply flip it, it's that easy.
Simply flip it.
Simply flip it. It's that easy.
It's that easy, quoted by Colin here on desk as we get in next round.
I'll even tattoo it. That's what
It's that easy with the flip.
Easy. It's that easy.
Colin
Just
scores
score the
own
goal.
goals all the time.
Yeah, score it. Yeah. Purposely, too. It's purposely.
And it looks like Free Ink's going to go ahead and win the 50-50 just barely, and then immediately after that, Spooky Yogurt has really committed to the aesthetic, I definitely do have to say. As they and Free Ink both get demo, leaving both teams down 1. Tony currently in possession of the ball, going to kind of bounce it. It goes a little bit unexpected as now DB is currently in possession. Switch rotating back to maybe stop a shot on goal, bump to disrupt, and then immediately after that, we see 4 members kind of running just straight after that ball on both teams. And then Free Ink's going to get a shot on goal that will be saved by Spooky Yogurt. As Spooky Yogurt goes up to the side, gets the second touch, sends it down, and then Switch gets the next touch, kind of trying to send it over into the orange. Oh! There was a missed touch by the goalie there, and then they were just able to kind of rotate back and send it in, and that's our first goal of the map, going over to the Mammoths. 4 minutes and 18 seconds remaining. The Mammoths are coming back.
Yeah, I think it's a bit early to say they're, don't call it a comeback yet, but that's definitely a step in the right direction here right now that they need, finding this goal so early on in a really open Wolves net. Could be taken advantage of by the Mammoths. A really good shot is going to be blocked out, though. Was looking for that bottom right corner. Green's going to control it. Looking to pop it over 2. Only able to get it over 1. It gets 50'd out at the end of the day. Switch now off the side of the wall. Going to be closely followed. Is going to have a little bit of their moment to shine here. Is going to get the flip reset. Has to settle with the catch down on the ground. And boy, looking for the shot. Looking for the redirect, make it the 3rd of the night. Isn't going to be able to find it.
And with that, we do see Tony currently in possession of the ball, bouncing it up, and then immediately after that, Switch gets the touch, but DB just there to get the redirect as Freeing goes once again up the wall, trying to send it above the defenders, bounces it back to his teammate Tony. A wise pass, but Alpha's going to go ahead and read that and bounce it over to the side. And then once again, Switch is sent running for the ball, bouncing it up the sidewall. Maybe rinse and repeat here. Attempts to pass it to a team member there. Free Ink gets the next touch around Spooky Yogurt, but with a demo onto Free Ink, the Mammoths are looking for a clear. And they find one all the way to midfield.
I would find one. Free Ink's going to be the one to control it. A bit away from them. Oh, and Tony's going to find it.
Does that just go in?
Absolutely
Sure does.
open net. And that's going to be the Wolves finding the equalizer here with 2 minutes and 49 seconds left. It's more or less the question of can the Mammoths answer back and maintain the lead, or the Wolves will be once again run away with the scoreline again.
Spooky Yogurt currently in possession of the ball as Alpha is demoed. We do see DB trying to get the bump, but with 2 members of the Wolves in the net, the Mammoths might not be the time to make the offensive play here, as Alpha's going to go in and send it straight over to Switch and Tony, who will send it back to midfield, but the Mammoths aren't done yet, as DB gets the next touch, bounces it off the sidewall, and Free Ink takes possession and sends it right under DB. And is that an almost? Ooh, that almost went in, just barely going to hit that crossbar. Is there a follow-up touch? No. But did there need to be? Also no.
I don't like the squishy save there. I don't like the in-and-out attempt there. I'm a big anti-stand for most people to do that, especially with a shot that was that easy to clear, which was necessary to do. I think you did go for that. You might not be at a deficit right now, and Tony's going to be able to carry it over you. I'm going to be able to go. board clear here. Spooky Yogurt was looking for the passing play. Didn't quite get the quality touch. They're looking for a switch over to Free Ink. Tony looking for a shot. Is able to get the bang. Now Free Ink might have one off the backboard. Is there a follow-up by Switch? It is double committed. Try to side of the Mammoths, but they are going to be able to get the clear on the wall.
And it looks like Switch with the lime green is going to go ahead and touch. Tony's going to get the next touch, and D-Boy with some sunset-looking tires there. And then it looks like Spooky's going to get the next. Ooh, and it looks like this battle's just bouncing back and forth all the way until it goes all the way over into orange. And Switch is sent back as Free Ink is currently in possession of the ball. Tony rotates back to defend, sending it back to main, but DB's trying to get the bounce off the crossbar. There is no follow-up touch unless it is by Alpha, and then we immediately see Switch get the first touch. Will they be able to get the second? Not quite, but Tony's there to follow up and score for the Wolves.
They have this safety net, this comfortable lead that they've been wanting for this entire time. And once again, this is game 2. This is to put them at match point right now. So the Mammoths, while they have been able to put, so far 2 points on the board in the series, the Wolves are definitely the team that's been outscoring them so far with 10 points in total throughout the series. They definitely have the higher, 7 points in total. They have a higher conversion ratio of shots to put in net, and wow, a beautiful save by Free Ink. That's going to come in the last second here, and also going to find an open
oh my
net.
Gosh.
Is it a bit wide? No, it is not. It's able to find the bottom right corner. Now with 3-goal lead, the Wolves are looking really comfortable in game 2.
Triple commit came to bite him as Spooky Yogurt is actually just going to score right off the 50-50 for the Mammoths there. That's a good start to the Mammoths making up their point deficit there.
Oh, yeah.
Can DB do it? No, not quite. We almost get Rule 1 there in the middle. Alpha currently in possession of the ball, going to kind of bounce it around in midfield. All of these cars are just running around like popcorn, kind of trying to touch this ball with no one really have it, and then we see Switch kind of send it to the middle. Spooky Yogurt get demoed, and that's exactly the opportunity that the Wolves were looking for.
Switch is looking for the clear and gets absolutely 50 dunk. And manages to find a little bit of a pinch into their own net. With 8 seconds left, can they do it? They only really need 1 goal here to equalize it and push into overtime here. Final couple seconds count down. It's going on to it. They managed to keep it alive. All the Wolves really need to do is stop this.
Oh my gosh! So much dribbling is happening right now. Will somebody be back in time to stop it from touching the ground? Not quite. The Mammoths turning a 3-goal game into a 1-goal game in the final 20 seconds. Respect.
Yeah, no, big respect to that there. Would have found the kickoff goal, which is always really big, and that's
Tony
sort of,
in the tuxedo.
That's just when you get scored on off a kickoff, it's really demoralizing, and it tends to cause tension, not only with yourself but your teammates as well. And then when you get dunked like that Switch did, trying to get it clear, big respect to Mammoths to pulling it back a little bit. Now I'd like to see that same energy come back and manage to find the lead.
So even though the Wolves are up, do you think the Mammoths can reverse sweep?
Yeah, I do think as much as we can say they definitely showed the possibility to score goals. I think it's more or less that I would love to see the intention of scoring goals. I don't want to see these. I don't want to see these kickoff goals, these 50 goals. I don't want to see luck out of it. I want to see intentional shots on the net by deliberate passes and deliberate touches that they make. And if I see that, then they can walk away with a W here tonight.
With that, we're going to go ahead and get right into the match. You heard it here. Mammoths are still in this. They turned a 3-goal game into a 1-goal game, and we believe in them to do that again. And then we see immediately off the 50-50, we're over in the orange. Alpha currently in possession of the ball. Spooky immediately getting demoed. And it looks like Not Deku has been swapped in for the Mammoths, so they will earn any points that their team may or may not get for winning. And then we immediately see Tony the Wolves are at kind of 3-point sweep territory right here. So the Mammoths really need to come up with a strategy. A Switch is going to try to hip check the ball over to Tony, but it doesn't quite go that far. Is there a follow-up touch?
Wow.
Just barely. Not Deku's going to send it out of the net when that ball was 3/4 of the way in.
Spooky not able to get the quality touch, looking for a free, looking for the second. He's going to get it. Alpha's going to small touch it, keeping the corner there. Not Deku's going to be able to find it there. Now Switch going on the sidewall here, gets predicted a little bit. He's going to get a solo play moving on along. Free Ink has Has a lot of room to work with here. Looking to get around one. Does get around. Gets a really beautiful dunk. Reed is going to get the boot steal with the boot as well. That's going to be a pinch for the other side. Green's going to cut. Get demoed for it nonetheless. Now switches to play a little bit of defense here. Dangerous to leave it around your side of the net. He's able to recover and send it to the other side.
And then with that, we see Not Deku getting the touch, sending it a little bit further away from net. A switch kind of comes around sneakily. Alpha misses the touch. This is just a floating ball right now as Spooky Yogurt takes possession, sends it over into the blue, now into the orange. As Spooky Yogurt is chasing down Free Ink. We see Switch now in possession of the ball, trying to set up a dribble, but Alpha's just barely going to touch it and ruin all of those plans as it bounces off the crossbar. Is there any follow-up? No, not quite, as the Mammoths are looking for a big clear. Tony stops it before it gets to midfield, gets the first touch. Alpha gets the next one. Alpha and Tony kind of vying right in front of the goal as it just, the 50 sends it all the way back to Free Ink in main field, and Spooky Yogurt sends it up high in the sky.
Touchdown Alpha. Still sitting at a 0-0 score line right now. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Free Ink looking to get a second touch. Trying to get around Deku, isn't able to get it, but Tony is going to be able to do it. Switch looking for the shot on net. It's going to go a little bit too far to the left here. Not going to get quality touch looking for. Alpha's going to get disrupted, but this could be a strong opportunity. Not Deku's once again going to put in the deep corner. Switch to bang off the sidewall there. Is taking advantage. Free Ink is going to be able to get a 50, keep it in the corner here. Tony gets to get beat. Alpha now is a touch. Switch is one of the last defenders back. Gets demoed for it. But gets the Wolves time to recoup.
With that 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, this is anybody's game, 0-0 as Alpha just kind of rotates, kind of sends it straight in net. And right as I said 0-0, kind of Caster's curse, we get that goal for the Mammoth. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining.
Now for the Wolves to even equalize, stay in this game where the Mammoths will keep running away with the score. With the lead right now, the shot on net is blocked out by Switch. Shot by Spooky Yogurt, and is going to get the demo to boot as well. Sid's getting one more. Looking for a second, isn't going to find it.
With that, we see Free Ink currently in possession of the ball. Now it looks like Not Deku's going to try to fight them for it off of the back wall. Spooky Yogurt approaching the mosh pit of cars. A Switch gets the first touch and the second touch, and then Alpha gets the first touch, second touch, and third touch before getting bumped and kind of disrupted out of his plan. Switch is going to send it up into the air by pinching it off of another car, and then immediately after that, we see Tony currently in possession of the ball, looking to kind of swerve it in.
Switch is able to find a bang off the backboard though. Oh, off the crossbar. 5-7-4 crossing is the best defender we've got in the game. And what would have been an equalizer, they end up just regretting not fully scoring that goal here. Frank's going to get one more touch off the sidewall here. Not Deku have a last minute rotate. Switch is going to get a really good 50. Not Deku, it's really fast. 49 seconds left here. It's lingering in front of the net. Are they able to convert it? They are able to switch it out just in time, but Switch is able to get one more touch. Tony to come in with a slow shot, easily cleared up by Not Deku. Now looking for the shot as well. Taking it to the sidewall.
So it looks like Switch is currently in possession of the ball, gets the first touch, and then takes it to the ground, gets the second touch, bounces it off the back wall to avoid an enemy car touching it, but Not Deku is the final line of defense, is going to send it over into the corner. We see Free Ink now in possession of the ball, sending it up into the air, gets the second touch, kind of passing it to themselves there as Not Deku once again disrupts the attackers. Alpha currently in possession of the ball. It looks like Free Ink is just lurking to try to bump it in, but instead just hands it right over to Spooky Yogurt, who says thanks and gets a massive clear.
Massive clear here. Free Ink's gonna have to set up somebody perfectly here. Switch takes a shot, but it's blocked perfectly, and the Mammoths are somehow gonna be able to walk away with taking another game there right there. That is not at all what I expected to see. What was sort of high-scoring games for the Wolves completely, once again, another game that we see another side of the coin that just ends up turning out to be this. Mammoths are able to defensively play it, and also the Wolves 2 goals that the best defender of the game, Crossy, ended up pulling out and clutch for them. And yeah, you can't.
Crossy is proof that you can just stand there and get value.
They're worth every penny of that contract. Every penny.
And with that, neither of these teams is going to be able to get the three points for the sweep. If it goes the Mammoths' way, they're going to have to pull off the reverse sweep, and the Wolves have dropped a map at this point, but they are still at match point. So the Mammoths, not quite done yet. They've got to play hard, fast, and perfect to pull this off against the Wolves as we get into next round.
Yeah, 100%. There cannot be no mistakes like they made last time. You let the Mammoths get too much leash and too much leeway, they're going to end up sneaking on you and finding a goal. They displayed that multiple times throughout the series. And the Wolves now know that go at them 100% from the very get-go. Find the lead early so you don't have to worry about it later when that clock is looking dangerously low.
And with that, we see Tony kind of bumping the ball all the way into a corner. Everybody kind of has to rotate over there. Not Deku currently trying to set up a little bit of a dribble, but Free Ink is going to go ahead and just disrupt that. The ball just zigzagging in back in between. Deku always seems to be the one to get the final defense there. And it looks like as there's a clear over to midfield, Free Ink is chasing that ball down, going to steal it from DB. But Alpha gets the next touch, just barely sending it up above the crossbar.
Down. Or looking to get a passing play started here. Ball didn't cross the net where it could have scored. Free Ink looking for a ceiling shot play. Does get it, but got it with the wheels there, so they didn't get too much power there. Switch of shot. What a banger of a shot. Power of Friendship is going to be able to save that ball. Free Ink once again sticking on it. Alpha's going to be getting one touch to get the beat here. Now trying to catch the ball. Got a little bit in front of it here. Gets one free touch. Free Ink is there to take possession away.
With that, we see Ink just kind of chasing the ball all the way down, and then immediately after that, just kind of stop in the corner with using some of their boost to kind of get it all the way down the field and actually almost get a shot on goal, but DB is just barely going to be able to save that, getting the third save of the game, and the second for the Mammoths. Immediately after that, we see Not Deku kind of go up on the back wall. It looks like they've double committed a little bit with one member of the Mammoths just sitting in the net, trying to ensure a solid defense as D-Boy elevates to try to touch the ball, is unable to get high enough, and now Free Ink is currently in possession trying to pass it to Switch. DB just barely gets the bump to disrupt. Alpha gets the second touch, and Free Ink sends us once again back into goal-scoring territory for the Wolves. Wolves up 1-0 against the Mammoths. 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Mammoths have got to shake this off, keep their reverse sweep dreams alive.
Beautiful passing play as well. I think it was Free Ink that got the passing play actually. Yeah, again, gets the assist accolade as well. Another open net, not able to find anything for it though. Rotate back a little bit. Alpha finding free net, but the shot is wide and defended by Tony. Does grab the full boost, however, though. Lingering for another net, that's never a smart thing to do. That ball could be dangerous, but it's not going to be taken advantage of by a Mammoth attacker. Bumped out of the way. Advancing upfield, looking for some type of passing play. Boy is going to attempt to recenter it. Play off to the side. The defender in net is going to be able to come in clutch. Stop a rather slow shot. Place the defensive side.
With that, we see Tony go up, miss the touch on the ball, and then immediately after that, we see another missed touch on the ball. The ball's just kind of bouncing in the mosh pit. Somebody's got to give it some momentum. Alpha tries a little bit, but it's still not moving at high speeds. Now it's getting a little bit up there as Switch currently is trying to chase down this ball. And DB is actually going to end up demoing Tony, and with that, score a goal. Once again for the Wolves.
Got a little bit of safety net now.
2-0, minute and 54 seconds remaining. Massive demo.
Let's get a pinch to the sidewall here. Somebody's got to take position of the ball. Free Ink's going to be able to do it. Alpha trying to get a demo, does get a demo. Gives the teammates a lot of time to reposition here, figure out what they want to do. Switch is going to get one touch, throw the ball down. Free Ink does get a beautiful 50. Elevates up, looks for the read, does in fact get it, but it's a bit too soon. And a triple commit actually from the side of the Wolves here to be fully taken advantage by the Mammoths, but they're not able to accumulate together quickly. Free Ink's going to get a sort of a free contest and free clear.
With that, Switch is going to get the bump all the way off of the backboard, and then immediately after that, Tony gets the shot once again with the swoosh for the Wolves. 3-0, minute and 8 seconds remaining.
Big way for the Wolves So they're finding a recovery, find a point. The thing that I think the Wolves sort of figured out is when we start passing the ball high off the backboard, you're going to end up finding a lot less sort of resistance from the Mammoths. In general, they don't defend the backboard a whole lot. We see their passes go, but the backboard is nobody quite there to defend it. It is concerning. Freak's going to get one click over. Defender Switch going to quickly take over. Switch once again still on the ball. Forming 2 bicycle kicks back to back. So he's going to be able to get to 50. 30 seconds left. Freak's going to get it control. A lot of boost to work with and send it over to one side.
And with that, we see DB currently in possession of the ball, gets the next touch and then gets disrupted, kind of has to adjust their plans. Switch currently in possession of the ball, Freeing, gonna bounce that off the top. DB gonna bounce it over into the corner and then off to the side, and then we see Free Ink send it over into the corner, kind of saving that goal there. Not Deku finally playing a more offensive role as they go up the sidewall, get the touch, get the bounce, but Free Ink is there just ready to defend in that corner, and the ball hits the ground, and that is the Wolves, not with the perfect 3-point sweep, but with the win all the same.
Yeah, getting the win all the same at the end of the day. You know, there's going to be plenty more games for you to go and attempt to get a 3-0, attempt to get that higher point advantage, but at the end of the day, you got to focus on getting the W.
And you know, going at it alone can only go so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw that in the last play by Esports Tower Free Inc. You can see how talented they and their partner Switch are. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd like to do a shout out to the coach Jake, and if those watching haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's a fast track to rank up. And before we take a look at our ET player of the game, let's take a look at the standings for our Spring Rocket League Rumble Series after Week 1. You can see the kind of outline of points here. We see Dart, Gumi, Papasaur, all names that we were kind of expecting. What I'm a little bit surprised at is not seeing State up there.
Well, yeah. You're a little right. 2 points for winning. Should be... I think more than likely, I mean, honestly not in their heads, but more than likely is probably a lot of threes or very little threes here from the side of the links that got this, and then I believe it'd just be like all 2.
Yes,
I think it's a lot of 2s.
State
right
would be in the 2s, but
yeah.
State is one of the players that I'd like to highlight for player of the game.
Yeah.
Papasaur being the other one and tied in a 3-way tie for first place.
I think for my player of the game, it would be Pop, just out of the top.
Oh,
of my head.
definitely.
Probably somebody that contributed a lot to their team, and you know, I understand Dark and Gumi did a lot for them as well. So is Zert, but which actually I don't think we saw Dark or Zumi perform today in today's matches, which goes to show these matches.
Yes, we saw Gumi. Yes.
Well, no, yeah, Gumi, but there was 1 and 4 spot, I thought.
Yeah, we did not see Dark today, but we did see Gumi.
Yeah.
And Gumi was, of course, a valuable player, but it felt like Papasaur came on for a single map and then was just carried the game.
Nif as well was absolutely a spectacular player to see, and you know, you sort of talk about. I remember you talking about State's passing ability as well. A lot of State's passes ended up going to this teammate. Ended up finding a lot of success with it.
And tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Esports Tower. Want to hone your skills and prove you have what it takes to play at the next level? Head over to esportstower.com and sign up to be part of the action. Nif is the Esports Tower play of the game and one of the top performers that we saw tonight, even if they didn't get the 3-point sweep.
No, yeah, I think that does go to show, you know, some of these series are going to be harder than others, and it's undeniable not being able to get a 3-point sweep every time. I think, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, the biggest thing is being super consistent and just getting the W at the end of the day.
Consistency is key. That's how you're able to kind of stay up in these endurance battles that the best of 5 kind of makes over the best of 3. And as we prepare to close out this match, any big takeaways?
No, once again, sort of new standings, new rules, new everything. I think it's really exciting to see, and I'm excited to come back next week and see these players come back and compete again and see who takes the leaderboard, takes that top 3 spot next week. I
love the new rules. I love the more player-centered leaderboard. I think those were great decisions on on behalf of Esports Tower. And with that, congratulations to all of our teams on a fantastic start to our Spring Rumble series. Everybody is chasing the Lynx, who pulled the only sweep in week 1 to earn those coveted 3 points. Make sure you join us next Wednesday at 6 p.m. EST as we have an exciting week 2 action as everyone is gunning for the top spot on the leaderboards. We'll close out with the top 5 presented to you by Esports Tower. Want to improve your game and take your skills to the next level? Sign up. Sign-ups are available for the Esports Tower League. Join our free starter club for Rocket League and start improving your skills. Head over to esportstower.com. Thanks.